Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure diorama review. Today, we're going to look at the Extreme Sets Animated Sewer Cardboard Pop-Up Diorama. Now Extreme Sets has made a sewer diorama, a sewer 2.0 diorama, and now we have the animated sewer pop-up diorama. Shout out to my boy RB, he sent me this item to review. He runs an eBay store called RebTech. There will be a link in the description below. He sells a lot of Extreme Sets there. So if you're looking for some Extreme Sets, that might be a great place to check out. So let's go ahead and check out the packaging. As you can see, we have the sewer in the background. Here's an example of how it's going to look in the package. Animated sewer pop-up. Blank at the top. One side, animated sewer diorama 1/12 scale. Back, Extreme Sets pop-up dioramas. So no further ado, let's open it up. Alright, now that I've got this thing out of the package, here are all the pieces laid out. We've got a couple of floor pieces, a couple of larger floor pieces, a couple of platforms, a couple of interiors and exteriors for a double-sided panel. And this appears to be an animated version of the Sewer 2.0, which is a little bit disappointing, as the 2.0 doesn't have sort of a wall for the background. I found that 2.0 more useful when combined with the 1.0, but I don't believe there's an animated sewer 1.0. This is still going to be a fantastic set. I can think of a ton of uses for an animated sewer diorama. So let's go ahead and get started. In addition to all the pieces in front of you, there's also some instructions that comes with. Got a list of all the contents of the stop, and step by step, what to do. This should be pretty easy for me, as it's going to be a repeat of the 2.0, although it's been a good year and a half since I put that together. So here are the floor pieces laid out. There are a total of 4 of them. 2 larger pieces here, and 2 smaller pieces like so. You can really combine them any way you like, but I'm going to do it like they pictured at extremesets.com. That's going to be a big piece, small piece, big piece, small piece, and then you have the base of your diorama. So each one of your pieces, it's going to have these tabs on the side. And the other place, you're going to have this area with sort of an arc crease here. You'll need to fold it down just a little bit and expose these sort of insert areas here. Take the next piece, insert the tabs like so. Here are all the floor pieces connected. We got the base of the diorama. Now, some first thoughts here. It's not completely flush. A couple of these pieces are a little bit bent. And then when you attach the tabs together, even if everything was 100% straight and perfect, it's going to cause some unevenness. I'm sure you can see with your eyes right now. And when you have a flooring that's not 100% flush, it can make it difficult to stand up your figures. Now let's assemble the platforms. There are 2 of these, completely flat right now. So the first thing you're going to want to do is sort of pop it open. Be gentle, this is cardboard. If you crease it wrong, it'll be permanent. Completely do it the other way, fold it as firmly as you can, kind of get it not so flat. Then you'll take each of these tabs, they have creases already made, fold it in there very firmly. The better you do this, the better it'll hold up in the long run. Fold very firmly on these tabs. Do the same on the other side, then sort of connect everything together. One side's complete. Here are the 2 platforms. Not really sure if I describe them as platforms. But I guess they're a platform that walks across this sort of sewer opening here. Now you have these 2 interior pieces. There are 2 exteriors to go alongside them. So first thing, open them up. Looks pretty cool on the inside. Now, all the color is going to go on the interior, and the outside is going to have all the cardboard. That's sort of the opposite of what your instincts are going to want to tell you. First thing, fold it all open. Then you're going to want to crease on all the pieces pretty strongly. Essentially, it's going to end up being like this. You're going to insert these tabs into the slots here. My first instinct is to have the color on the outside, and I almost did this wrong, but I have some experience from last time. So once it's done, attach it all together. Once that's done, they should look about like this. These parts are going to be loose on the outside for now, and don't worry if it's sort of drooping and uneven. That'll all get secured when you have the exterior put together. Reminder, the cardboard on the outside right now. Now it is important when building the interior that you have these tabs sticking on the outside of the cardboard versus the inside. If you have them sticking out on the inside, they're going to be very noticeable with action figure photography. Now you'll have these two exterior pieces. Take it, pop it open. You're going to want to fold all the tabs inward. This thing's kind of fighting me a little bit. All the tabs go inward. Fold everything pretty firmly. Essentially, you want to tuck everything in, and you'll end up with the exterior like so. Here are the two exteriors put together. Notice the graffiti is different. They're not identical. You want to keep the tops open right now, so you can drop the interior inside. Now that I got the interior dropped into the exterior, this is how it will look. You have this sort of entryway into the sewer. It's got detail on the outside, and it's got detail on the inside as well. Now we have a little bit of trouble. Some of the pieces are sort of poking out, making it not look flush. I fix it, then this part pokes out. Try to fix that back. Not quite exactly how I would like it to look. Just a tiny bit off. I keep messing with it. I'll probably get it perfect, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit of an eyesore in the corner there. Now you can flip it around, have a little bit better luck on the other side, but I find I can sort of see the cardboard sticking out in the back. Not too bad. Serves its purpose. Definitely liking what I'm seeing so far. And then you add your platforms. It'll go from one entryway to the other, sort of prevent you from having to walk on the sewer floor. Looks pretty cool. Definitely has a 3D pop-up look to it. And you know what? The pieces don't look very animated, so it's not like you can only use it with your animated figures. Not cartoony at all. This will be fantastic in my action figure world. You can sort of see how it's going to look. Completely double-sided. The way I had it assembled before is how the instructions show it and the Extreme Sets website. But there are numerous ways you can customize and interchange this thing. I thought it also looked good like this. The two platforms leading into the entryways, different than before. Now you can kind of see the cardboard on the back side of the entryways. That's about the biggest disappointment with this thing. Here's another way you can display the two entryways in this sewer diorama. But even though it's not the way it's pictured on the Extreme Sets website or the instructions, this is how I prefer to display and arrange my sewer 2.0 diorama. Now that I've taken a pretty good look at the diorama and the assembly, now let's check out the measurements. So as far as how wide this thing is, sitting at about 43 inches wide. As far as how tall it goes, about 15 inches tall. And if you want to know how far back it goes, it's about 19 inches deep. And I wanted to check out some of the detailing. You can see all these green liquid stains on the pavement floor. We got some green in the sewer grates. Going further up, we got some graffiti here. Looks like we got a grenade, a little bomb. The bricks look pretty good, not too cartoony. On one side of the inside of one of the entryways, we've got some graffiti and some dark stains. On the other side of that entryway, more graffiti at the bottom and some more stains. On the other one on the inside, not much going on. And on the last side, got a little sort of outline of a man. Makes me think of the Marlboro Man. Remove the sewer platforms, you can see more graffiti at the bottom. And on the other sides, really not a whole lot going on. So here's the Extreme Sets animated sewer pop-up diorama, the way I choose to display it. And here's the Extreme Sets Sewer 2.0 diorama, the non-animated version. And here's the Extreme Sets Sewer 1.0 diorama. It actually comes with 6 different back panel pieces, but that's far too big for this table. Now that was before Extreme Sets was coming with flooring pieces. So I personally like to combine the Extreme Sets 1.0 and 2.0 to have a really cool sewer diorama. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at this diorama and the other Extreme Sets sewer dioramas, now let's put some guys in this thing. And one of the first things most people think of when they hear sewers and action figures is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Here's a set of movie turtles and Splinter in this animated sewer playset. Now this diorama is not that cartoony or animated looking, so it worked with a wide variety of action figures. This diorama would work really good with the Batman villain Killer Croc. He often dwells in the sewer. This would be a perfect setting for the Batman villain Ratcatcher. This is McFarlane's spawned Soul Crusher that I use for a Ratcatcher substitute in my DC action figure world. And it would work just as well for the Ninja Turtle villain Rat King. This would also work really good for Pennywise the Clown. Georgie. Georgie. And the Batman Returns Danny DeVito Penguin would be fantastic in this sewer. Now let's check this thing out next to some action figures from different various companies to see how they fit in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can use this thing with. Now, a couple cool things about this diorama. It is advertised as the cartoon sewer pop-up diorama, but it's not very cartoony, and I definitely appreciate that. In addition to that, it'll work with your smaller 6-inch figures all the way up to your 8-inch type stuff. I'm going to start with my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect and work way smaller. Here it is with some Jack-specific wrestling figures, some DST or Diamond Select toys, and with some McFarlane toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures, some NECA figures, and with some Mattel wrestling figures. And here are some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures, some Mezco 112 collective figures, and some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures in the sewer diorama. And finally, here it is with some Mayfix figures, some Hasbro Marvel Legends, and with some SH Figure Arts action figures. Like I said before, it'll fit in with your smaller figures like this, all the way up to even your larger 8-inch figures, larger than even what I collect. So overall, it's a pretty cool diorama, but I'm definitely disappointed that it doesn't have any walls surrounding this. Almost all the Extreme Sets has at least 4 wall pieces, giving you sort of a background to this thing. When I got the Sewer 2.0, I combined it with the 1.0 and had a pretty cool setup there. And I can do the same thing with this, although the aesthetic doesn't match quite as well as the original 1.0 and 2.0. But as I said a few times in this video, this thing is not very cartoony. This animated diorama should fit in pretty good with the 1.0. Personally, I'm probably going to use this completely different than it's intended. I'll use these 2 entryways, kind of the same way I use the other ones, as part of my action figure city. A lot of cool stuff here, a lot of uses for this thing, even if I'm going to use it a little bit different than intended. Really cool thing about this, it'll fit a wide range of action figures, and that's fantastic. Very diverse and versatile. It's also customizable, interchangeable, which is really cool as well. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure diorama and action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.